Okay, if you live in an old house like one of these over here, a CMU, which is a concrete masonry unit, brick veneered house, pretty much built in the 50s and the early 60s, you can trim out your windows like we did here. It's good to put Z-fur on the exterior walls to insulate. We'll show you how you can do all that, putting this foam and Z-fur on your walls on the inside. Also, it could work good as an alternative to furring out your basement walls as well, versus wood and insulation or metal studs. You can just shoot this on the wall with this pink foam or blue foam, it don't matter what color it is, but you can put that foam on the walls too. Some of these old houses, you might have one of these old houses. I took some pictures of several old houses, so if yours is like that, then chances are you could probably do this to your walls to insulate it better. Okay, if you're shooting into a basement cement wall, you want to use 3/4 pins. 3/4, most likely your green shots. Now if you're shooting into CMU, concrete masonry unit wall with plaster, probably ought to use 1-inch pins for that. And we still use green shots on that, but you could probably be better off with brown loads, but I've been doing this. I know how to bump my loads and weaken them a little bit when you go to shoot your Z-fur on the wall for your foam.
See what a slob he is.
Huh?
See what a slob you are.
Okay, we're getting ready to put Z-fur and foam on the walls. First of all, you want to stick your corner piece in and Z-fur tight to the wall like that. Shoot it in. Okay, we got our Z-fur, that one blasted through. Have to deaden the loads a little bit. But we got that one in. Now we're going to tuck our foam this way and our foam this way, and then I'll screw a piece of L metal on here once we get that all done. But we got our first corner piece in. Now we're going to tuck it in like this. Like this. And then I'll screw a piece of corner bead on here. I mean a shiny 90L metal. We'll shoot another Z-fur on. So, 24 first. .3 1/2. And then just break it. Cut it a little deeper. Snap, just like factory cut. Like that. This Z-fur goes over, tuck it tight, shoot it on. Now that we're up by the window, I'm just going to cut below it, cut above it, and then just fill this in because I don't need a saw. I don't want to saw it, so I'm just going to cut it to fit, like at 31 inches a piece. 31. Now, some of you guys, if you don't do this all the time, you use a T-square, but I don't need to. Been cutting like this forever. I'll stick it in there like that, and then I'll cut the top one next. There we go. Now I'll just take this piece, cut it to fit here. Okay, when you're, let's say you're doing in your basement, and you got to do under your stairs. Best way to do it is just take a piece here, go tight against wherever, mark it here, and then measure your, here I got 90 inches, already did it once, 90 there, and 72.5 there. That'll give you that perfect cut. See how that's a perfect fit now? Going underneath the stairs, you probably don't. I mean, if your stair's up against your wall, that's what you do. So it'll fit nice and tight. Okay, if you have an outlet in your wall, this is actually embedded in the CMU wall. The outlet, if you're going to fur out your wall and use existing, you could buy extension boxes. Let me get on the right side here. You could buy an extension box to bring that out and have an electrician to bring it out. So you don't have to bury it like we are, but we're getting all new power. So, but if your old house, you can bring it out. You can buy in a box that screws to that 1.5 inch thick, just like the wall, and just bring it out flush with the wall, like a framed in wall. Now we put new windows in. You see a video on that if you search my channel. We put all new windows in. We took out glass block here, and I wrapped it with 2x8s here. Then I just nailed a 2x4 on the face for to put trim on, the trim work. And if you want to put blinds or curtains up top here, that it's flush. It's flush with they go over here. I just put a piece of sheetrock on so you can see what we're doing here. See, the sheetrock holds in the foam, locks it all in with the Z-fur, and now we can just put our trim on the outside of the sheetrock after we paint and everything, and trim it out just like a regular window. Or you could wrap this with sheetrock, fur it out, and just put corner bead or whatever, but we're going to do a wood treatment here. So that's how you can do that in your old brick. Okay, we used to cut this flat strap. This is 20 gauge 6-inch flat strap. It's usually used for backing, like our backing over there in the bathrooms. Always used to cut it with a chop saw, which is a nightmare on the floor. The best way to do it, just with a cordless grinder. Just cut it with a cordless grinder and bend it and break it. All I gotta do is bend it. Snaps right in half. See how that worked? I just put the Z-fur, I cut my foam, Z-fur, cut the foam, Z-fur for the backing, instead of, a lot of times in the past we would just stack it out there that far, and I don't want to do it that way. I'm trying to ration our backing here. So anyways, this is backing for handrail, hand railing. This side over here we got backing for our handrail, vertical handrail, and our toilet paper holder. All for this Z-fur. If you're going to do this in your house or whatever, if you got towel bars or cabinets going up against that wall, this 6-inch flat strap works the best up against that Z-fur for backing. Okay, because we're using 5/8 sheetrock on this exterior wall. This is 1/2 inch plywood. We're just going to drop our sheetrock right to that. And all that plywood's just for the trim that goes on the wall. Now if you're using 1/2 inch, I suggest use either 7/16 or 3/8 because you don't want it sticking out past your sheetrock. It's better to have it a little in. And we're going with taller trim too, so our trim is actually going to come up to about here, past this, so it'll cover everything. So you want to make it about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch shorter than your actual trim, and of course we're holding it off the floor about 3/8 of an inch. That's so you can trim it out. We're doing the same thing here. This is 1/2 inch, but it gets 5/8. So in the basement I finished, I showed you how to put it behind, but that was for 1/2 inch sheetrock, which doesn't have the integrity that 5/8 does. That's why we put it in the back side. But here, this is just 1/2 inch, and 5/8 will work good. Trimming it out with the nail gun.